What's going on, everybody? Carlos here. Today I want to talk to you about when and how to rest during a kettlebell workout. When and how to rest during a kettlebell workout without actually stepping away from the kettlebell and giving up on the entire set. I went through this today, and this is something I feel like a lot of people go through often and they don't maximize during their workouts, is that there's times when you can rest during your workouts. And this is actually something I learned back from my old CrossFit gym when I was living in Chicago. So all the same principles apply here with kettlebells or any other workouts that you're doing. So I'm gonna show you what my movement pattern was for kettlebells, and then I'll tell you exactly where I rested. So I started with a dead clean to a half snatch, and then I alternated left and right. So I did 20 rounds of this, and then in the middle, I incorporated some cardio, which was my ski erg. Because it was 20 rounds, after about 11 rounds, I noticed that my grip was going, I noticed that my form was getting a little bit compromised, and I found ways to rest, but I still kept my reps, which was 20 reps, 10 with the right, 10 with the left. The same. It took me a little bit longer, but that's okay. I was able to get through my programmed rep count without compromising my form. This is what I did. I found places where I could rest. 3 places that I could rest during this particular movement. Here, it was going to be at the bottom, at the rack position, or at the top of the snatch. So those are the 3 places that I rested instead of putting the kettlebell down and walking away from it. Why I think this is important is because I'm looking to maximize my workouts, and I'm guessing that you are too. So some things that you want to keep in mind when you're finding these positions of rest is go through your form checklist and make sure that they are hard resets. And what I mean by that is if I'm in this bottom position, I'm not just here resting with my hand loosely on the kettlebell. I keep everything activated and I keep tension on all of my muscles that are engaged, are supposed to be engaged when I'm performing this workout. So as I come down into my hinge, my abs are on. My arm is fully locked out. I'm not death gripping the kettlebell, but I do have a firm grip on the kettlebell, and I'm ready to move into the next position. My lats are on, my shoulders are away from my ears. I have good crown to coccyx alignment, which means the top of my head and my tailbone are all in line, so I'm not looking up here. I'm controlling my breathing, I'm being mindful of it. From here, I want to nail the clean. So even though I'm resting here, I'm thinking about the movement. Maybe it's 1 second, maybe it's 5 seconds, but from here, everything is activated. As I go up into the clean, boom, I nail the clean. Good kettlebell wrist, good shoulder pack, shoulders away from my ears. I'm standing all the way up and my glutes are on. A lot of times when I see people in this position, they tend to be crouched over and falling like this, or they'll find one side to overcompensate on, whether that's leaning to the right because this kettlebell is on the right side, or I'm trying to hold it up with the right, almost like I'm holding a bag of potatoes or something. So own each position, go through a checklist. If you're gonna rest here, rest, but stay active, right? Chest is out, abs are on, I'm standing all the way up. My feet are pointed straight ahead. I'm going through this checklist. I'm being mindful of my breathing. From here, going into the snatch, exact same thing. Boom, I nail the snatch, good form, keeping my shoulders somewhat close to my ear. Abs are on, I'm standing all the way up. I find balance and control. This is important before you move on. Come down to your half snatch, boom, into the rack position. If you have to use your other hand to catch it or to make it a little bit more comfortable, that's okay. Own this position, and then you switch. As you switch, if you can go right into it, great. If you can't and you need to rest here in the middle, that's fine too. Come to the top of your snatch, half snatch, and then repeat. Oh my God, I'm getting tired. I'm gonna rest at the top. This is probably the hardest place to rest. After that, the second place is probably the rack position. That is the second hardest. The third hardest, I should say the third hardest being the easiest, is gonna be toward the bottom, but it's still not that easy because you do have to mindfully keep everything engaged. Keep all that stuff in mind, figure out where you can rest without stepping away from the kettlebell. Hopefully that helps you guys out. Any questions, comments you guys have on kettlebells, steel clubs, steel maces, I'm here putting content out every single week. Please like, subscribe. I appreciate all your support.